So y'all are putting her, just so for the record, y'all putting her back in their custody.
Yes.
Okay.
And you can go and file your petition.
I heard that. I can comprehend very well. I just want to make sure that this child is acting like this. She has been molested. They have.
No longer in the home.
Doesn't matter. She was her custody, the home.
But she.
And I reported that. She did not. The mother did not. I reported that rapist, and I am in court documents, and I'm on that release. So it does not matter. So for the record, she was her care. For the record, legally, she was in her custody. She was in her custody, correct? Correct. She had a gun pulled on her Friday in her custody, correct? Okay. They four children broke into her home, beat her up, jumped her, and y'all are putting her back in the home. So that's clear, right? Correct? Correct. All right. That's all I need to know. Pathetic. The reason the rapist is not in her home is because of somebody that's sitting beside her.
I understand it.
So let me just get this directly out the way. Realistically, that guy should have never have been around kids from the first place. A lot of things should have been dealt with before it got to this point. But it didn't happen because obviously on equal footing, nobody cares directly about this child and his family. Nobody. I'm talking about that's both the black men and that's both the black women. So this further shows to you that if the family doesn't care about the kids, then you have other people out there that won't care about the kids. Right? I just want everybody to understand that. Also, for the black men and women directly out here, I want y'all to understand that this is not a grandstand for any type of sides. Miss me with any of the BS where you're going to have black dudes roll up to me like, yeah, this is what I'm talking about with black women now. Because remember, just remember the person who did this to her. More than likely, just remember the person who sat up there and did this to her. Right? And then for the black women directly out there that want to list some statistics and all this other, look at the woman who allowed this man to be around her daughter. And then on top of knowing that this was happening, allowed it to happen and did nothing about it. Right? And then what makes it worse is that you got a black woman who was a CPS worker sitting there stating that, yes, we're putting her back in the same home where all of these things that you listed, which are true, which did happen, which is factually accurate, we're putting her back into that exact same home where she already received trauma, just to potentially receive some more trauma. Imagine that. Imagine that. So when you wonder why it is that I go so hard when it deals with a lot of these issues, and you just so happen to see the faces of black, this is why. This is why. Nobody can sit up here and tell me how any of this makes any type of sense. You have one woman that genuinely cares about this girl, that made the reports, that's trying to advocate, that's speaking for her, that's trying to shelter her, nurture her, protect her. Do you know what CPS is doing? Nothing. Do you know what the family was sitting up there doing? Nothing. Everybody is failing this girl right now. Everybody is failing this girl. This girl is sitting there shook. She is sitting there crying in fear because of the trauma and everything that it is that she received. And she has to go right back to that home. And this is why I go so hard on stories like this, where I get a lot of comments where people want to sit up there and tell me like, oh, Seiji, your biasness is sitting up there showing, and this is what I be talking about. Because in a lot of these instances, you have women out here that have kids that decide that they would rather forego the safety and the protection and the value of their kids for their own happiness. It's like, whatever, it's my kid at the end of the day, but I still got to live my life. Mama still needs a man. Mama still needs a boyfriend. Mama still needs a husband. Mama still needs something outside of these kids. And this is what happens. This is what happens. Do you understand how many times that I've had to sit up there and have conversations throughout my life, especially when I was like, 19, 20. And for whatever reason, the main girls that I would sit up there and attract were the ones that had kids. I can't explain it to you, but that's how it worked. And I would sit up there at that young age. And again, I shouldn't even care because it's not my responsibility. It ain't my responsibility to care because those ain't my kids. right? That ain't really my woman. That ain't really my wife. I really should not care, right? But I'm sitting up there trying to educate them and tell them like, yo, at the end of the day, you can't be out here doing this. I get the fact that you're lonely. I get the fact that you would love to have a relationship, but yo, your relationship is not that child. You got to take care of that child. You got to protect that child. You can't decide to sit up there and still be a woman out here and be selfish. You can't do that no more. You have to sit up there and grow up. You got to sit up there and, in a sense, move past that. Because the moment in time that you decide to forego the protection and everything of that child, you endanger that child. And I talk about this every single time. And you know what I sit up there and get directly from black women directly out here? Oh, but statistically speaking, it's you guys that are doing it. And it's you guys who allow these things to happen. That's specifically how that works. Because if you are the mother, if you are the only guardian, if you are the only protector for that child, if you are the only barrier for that child, now what does that mean? What does that mean? Tell me, what does that mean? That now means that if you are compromised in any way, shape, or form, that child now has no form of protection. And that's what happens every single time. Not only was the mother compromised, you also had, I'm not even going to list the boyfriend or whoever it was, because he doesn't count for anything. He doesn't count for anything. He does not count for anything. The mother legitimately is the only protection there. That dude doesn't even count for anything. Like I said before, he should not have even have been there. And also, to reiterate, because just in case somebody is stupid enough to still go past this and still try to blame men, at the end of the day, you got women in the family that have more than likely been through some things and seen some things, heard some things, witnessed some things. So they would know better than the mother who was raising that girl. That knowledge, that valuable knowledge wasn't passed down. It wasn't given. It wasn't taught. So that this chain of trauma could be broken so that it wouldn't repeat and happen again. Nope. Obviously not. Because the women in the family allowed it to sit up there and happen. I'm pretty sure they know every single thing that is going on with this little girl and what it is that she has went through. Because I'm pretty sure at a certain point in time, because of everything that she is suffering and going through, just like how outwardly she is showing her emotions, she is wearing it on her sleeve. She is not trying to hide it. She is trying to let people know, I am afraid. I do not want to go back there. There are a lot of things that set up there and happen that I am not trying to experience again. I have no type of protection there. I have nobody who loves me there. I have nobody who cares for me there. She is literally wearing all of this out there on her sleeve. So one way or another, the women and the people in her family knows exactly what it is that she is going through. Do you think that any of them care? They do not. Do you think that they're going to allow that to happen again? Yes, they will. Like I said before, I go so hard on stories like this because I grew up in a single parent household. And my mom made sure to put me first. She made sure that she was not going to have, throughout my lifespan, random dudes coming in and out of the house. Random dudes that I would sit up there and think, oh, that's my dad. That's my stepdad. That's this. That. No, that was not sitting up there going down. That was not happening because she had an understanding. So when I sit up there and look at the other women out here and I talk as hard as I do towards black women, I use my mother as a ruler as to what it is every other woman out here should be moving when it deals with their kids. And I see a lot of women out here falling short. I see a lot of women out here deciding that they don't care about the protection and the safety of their kids, but they more so care about themselves and their emotions and their feelings. And this is why I said a lot of y'all should not even, y'all shouldn't even be calling yourselves mothers, because you're not. You're little girls that are raising kids. Because an actual woman would understand the dangers that are directly out here, seen and unseen, when it deals with dating and having your kids around other adults. You don't know the other adult. You don't know who that person is. You don't know them from a can of paint. They could be an axe murder, but then you decide that, oh, because they're a good fit for whatever it is that you're specifically looking for right now, you're going to sacrifice everything to be connected to that, to be with that, because you see that as your happiness versus your child. And that's crazy. You made that responsibility. You made that decision to lay down unprotected with a man of which you didn't know, that you didn't have no type of marriage, no type of future, anything with that guy at all. And more than likely, you also knew that that dude was not a good fit to even be a stepfather or father or to even impregnate you to begin with. But somewhere inside you was like, you know, you still love this person. I'm going to go past all the red flags and I'm still going to do this. And this is what I'll be talking about. But I'm pretty sure a lot of the ones that happen to get triggered by my videos, they're going to get triggered again. They're not going to pay attention to any of the words. They'll sit up there and cut off at the 2-minute 30 mark, somewhere in there, not even going to listen to the whole exact video. And they're only going to listen to the things that they can emotionally attach to, where they're like, oh, Seiji, all you did was blame black women. You didn't put no responsibility on black men and yada, 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 all this other type of stuff. I guess so. Like I said, shout out to this woman who is doing everything that she is literally fighting an uphill battle, trying to get this girl away from her family. Because again, her family does not care. There is not one iota shred of evidence of anything that shows that that family uniquely cares about that girl who is in obvious distress. And so many times I hear people talking about a sisterhood directly out here. I am not seeing it, because you literally have one black woman versus the many. What do I mean by the many? You have one black woman trying to save this girl, and you have the other black woman out there, one who is in CPS. You can clearly hear her voice. And then you also got the black woman and her family that are trying to throw that girl right back into the lion's den, right back into the same trauma and potentially worse situations. So miss me when it is that people say that, oh, feminism, oh, girl power, black girl magic. Miss me with all of that other type of, miss me with any and all of that. I'm not even trying to hear it. Because realistically, as soon as this video even hit the internet, there should have been fields of black women talking about this on every single one of their pages, trying to bring light to this situation so that the woman here becomes some type of a millionaire, so that she can get the lawyers and whatever necessary, so that she can fully have 100% guardianship and custody over this girl, so that she can potentially have a better and maybe even a new start versus what it is that she has at this moment in time. Because as I stated before, no child deserves to have anything like this happen to them. And time again, what do we see? Adults allowing things like this to happen to these kids. But y'all say that y'all love kids. Y'all say that y'all care about kids. Y'all say that y'all parents and that y'all guardians. Where? Huh? Where? Y'all want to sit up there and bicker, and y'all want to argue about everything else online, right? Y'all got a lot of mouth when I sit up there and talk about other situations. Y'all want to really pull up to the scene during live streams, during other types of videos when it deals with other situations. I promise you, there is not a chance in hell that this video is going to sit up there and reach any of the views of that video, get anywhere near 1.2K in comments or 2K comments, get 30K views, 40K views. I promise you this video is not going to even make it that far. And it shows. So that's how I know, and I can say factually, that a lot of y'all do not care about kids. Y'all don't care about the kids directly that you have. You don't care about the kids that are around you, the kids that are in your family. Y'all do not care genuinely. Y'all don't, because y'all share all this other type of content that I do, and y'all make sure not to share this stuff. Y'all make sure not to push this. Y'all make sure not to sit up there and show up for these videos. Matter of fact, a lot of y'all skip over these videos just to go over to the next one that you can hype yourselves up about and really have something to say, versus this actually being a community effort to really save somebody. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video and everything that I stated in the comments section below. And as always, peace, love, and stay tuned for the next video.